It would seem that everyone is losing their fucking minds nowadays, right? Wrong. I have proof that it's all part of some delusion that the populace has been put under. Sorry, I get caught up in my thoughts when I meet new people. The name is Sam. No last names. They might be listening. Don't mind the damp basement. I had to move the command center down here to make it seem like I'm not on them. Maybe it was suspicious. Oh well, no time to dawdle on that right now.
The command center, which just happens to be a broken lazy boy and a laptop with a mini fridge in the corner. Sam's basement smells a lot like a sewer drain if it had been lived in by a pack of rabid clams and one pissed off hamster with a bowel problem. My name's James. Pleased to meet you. I'm sure you were wondering how did I end up in Sam in his dingy dim-lit basement going over a conspiracy only a lunatic could understand. Well, he's been my friend since the second grade and has always been, how would I put it, eclectic. You see, Sam is in no way, shape, or form normal. His parents were practically non-existent during his childhood, so I decided to take him under my wing, so to speak. We were the same age after all, but not with the same mentality. Sam has always had acute paranoia, and it took a while for him to warm up to me. He's always seemed worried someone was always after him. I made it a point to take notes for him whenever he had one of his breakthroughs. Now, you see, these breakthroughs were more like manic episodes where he goes on a tangent on 3 to 5 word phrases that I take note of for him as he'd never had, remembered after he had pulled out of it. This is how we essentially became friends. He was never a bad kid, just strange. I made the decision to bring my cousin Oliver over today, who Sam has met several times, but never seems to remember.
So what you're saying, Sam, is that the government is controlling us?
Not quite. But, did you notice that the mayor's eye color was different in his last speech?
Jump in the fire.
Look, eye color don't mean shit, man. People wear contacts for that.
That may be true, but in 3 years, he has been in office. He has not once had another eye color. Why now all of a sudden?
Hold on for a minute, guys. I'm trying to write this down, I said.
Oh, so what you're saying is that the lizard people are taking over?
Not sure. Doubt it, honestly. That just sounds preposterous.
Well, I think it's time we beat feet back over to Aunt Megan's. She has dinner going, and I'm not gonna miss out.
Wants to save you a plate, Sam?
That would be awesome. Your mom always makes amazing food.
Oliver and I had made our way up the stairs to head out the front door.
Could you guys be quiet when you leave? Mom and Dad are asleep upstairs, and I don't want to bother them.
Sam said, concerned. We managed to make it outside without making too much ruckus.
Now the government is developing mind control? Shit. Just last week he could have sworn that toothpaste rots your teeth. 4 out of 5 dentists agree.
Don't be too hard on the guy. Remember just last summer when he helped me with my Fairsoft account that got hacked?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but damn, does he give me the creeps.
We made it to the park, which is about halfway between our houses.
Are we cutting through?
I don't know, man. This place gets creepy at night. Now, before you guys think we're going about the whole horror trope of going through a dim-lit park at 6 p.m. during fall, you're fucking crazy. I always steer clear from that place when it's dark out.
Don't be such a pussy.
Oliver began to walk up to the gates of the park.
Hey, James, check this out.
There was a vagrant on the bench, but he was just sitting there, staring into space like he was in some sort of trance. We made it home at 6:45, and dinner was already put away. Mom was just finishing up in the kitchen.
I saved you both a plate. They're in the fridge. Help yourselves. James,
Your father had to leave town tonight on an important business trip, so we'll be gone for a few days.
He was always leaving town at obscure times, whenever his job called him. He was a financial manager at some large corporation, and he traveled to help out clients.
Don't forget to clean up when your boys finish eating.
Will do, Ma. During dinner, Oliver seemed a little shaken.
Hey, so, do you think that homeless guy needed help? I mean, he could have been dying for all we know, and we just left him.
You're such a softie sometimes, I retorted.
No, man, there was something off about that guy.
We finished dinner and cleaned up as Mom asked. Once we finished, we rushed up to my room to get on to the Super Nintendo I had, as I love the classics. We took turns on Legend of Zelda for a while. As he would take his turn, I would start writing in my journal. I started keeping a journal after 5th grade to kind of go over the events that take place every day I hang out with Sam. Not really as evidence, but more as a reminder and a tracker to see how Sam's mental health progresses. I've always wanted to work in psychiatric care since I met Sam. I wanted to understand what he had been through that causes his acute paranoia. My diagnosis, of course, because I don't think he has ever been to a doctor.
What are you writing down now?
Just everything that has happened today. I keep every day I hang out with Sam logged to keep up with him.
You seem a little obsessed with this guy.
I've been his only friend since the 2nd grade. I'm honestly concerned.
Whatever you want to call it, you've got a closet full of these things. Have you thought about posting these online? Maybe somebody could help.
1, I don't have a computer. 2, that's a lot of journals to go through.
Your birthday's coming up. Why don't you ask your mom for one?
I can try. You died past the controller, I said to change the subject. I've never liked to talk about my journals, really. That's a lot of personal memories I've had with Sam. Hey, Oliver, I said. Can I tell you something? But you have to promise you won't tell anyone.
Hold up. You're gay for Sam? I knew it.
No, asshole. Swear to me you won't say anything.
Yeah, man, I won't tell anyone.
I don't think Sam has any parents. Remember when I said that he's been virtually without parents since I knew him? I've never met them myself. Sam always seemed to make up excuses as to where they were, or why they weren't around, as if he is hiding something. I usually give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's concerning.
What do you mean he doesn't have parents? How else would he be here?
I mean, as long as I've known him, I've never met his parents.
Maybe he escaped from the mental institution in the other town.
He's not crazy, man, I snapped back. He's just odd. He goes through phases.
Jeez, take a joke. How do you think he survived for so long?
I don't know. I bring him some of Mom's cooking every now and then.
Yeah, and what's with that?
When we were younger, he used to come over every now and then and stay the night. He stopped doing that all of a sudden around the 7th grade. He has been closed off, but he seems cool around me.
Whatever, man. It's getting late, so I'm hitting the hay.
Good idea. I took the floor tonight as I figured I was going to be up and down all night. I haven't had a full night's sleep for weeks now. I always seem to get woken up in the middle of the night by random thumps and screams. I don't have any pets. Dad would never allow it, but something is strange. The next morning, Oliver was already downstairs, shoving heaping spoonfuls of cereal into his gaping maw.
Good morning.
Morning, I say as I reach for the bread.
Hey, so when are you wanting to go get Sam?
Here soon. He doesn't like to be out too long. I scarfed down my toast and rushed to get dressed. Oliver, hurry up, we need to get over to Sam's.
I'm going.
We rush out the door and start making our way over to Sam's. We decided this time to cut through the park and see if we could spot anything from the night before.
Hey, James! Check this out!
What did you find?
A pile of clothes. You think...
Well, let's not do anything until we get Sam. We make it out of the gate and made it over to Sam's. That's our secret code, so he knows it's us.
Hey guys, hurry up and get in, but be quiet. My parents haven't gotten up yet.
We hurry into the basement. Sam seems to be in bad shape. Did you get any sleep last night, man?
Not much. I can't sleep when there's body snatchers out there.
That's what we came here about. We saw something in the park last night on the way home.
Yeah, we wanted to see if you wanted to come investigate that area with us.
That means you guys believe me?
Sure, Sammy. Sure. Sam always liked the little nickname I gave him. I guess it made him feel like family.
Let me grab a few things.
Sam ran upstairs to get ready.
Should we check on his parents?
No, I don't want to cause any more issues for the guy.
But here's your chance to finally find out what happened.
Honestly, after he said that, I contemplated it. Sam had a military rucksack with a few gadgets sticking out.
Well, where the hell did you get all of that, Sam?
Dumpsters, mostly. Let's go.
I checked my watch. It's 8 o'clock, guys. We got an hour till the park service gets there for the daily cleanup routine. We rushed in through the gate.
Over there, a pile of clothes.
Stay back. I need to evaluate this scene.
Sam drops his ginormous bag and starts rummaging through it. What are you...
Got it?
I was cut off mid-sentence. Sam seemed to have pulled out a pair of dinosaur grips, the ones you get at the carnival with the trigger that closes the dino's mouth. Sam used the grabber to rifle through the clothes, separating them out as if worn.
This here and that there.
He seemed really into whatever he was doing. Sam, all of a sudden, went ghost white.
No.
Sam started going into a breakdown.
That can't be right.
Sam almost seemed like he was going to burst into tears. Sammy? You okay?
No.
I rushed over to him and he collapsed into me. Shh, it's okay, Sammy.
Why would they do that's my
You're what, Sammy?
my dad's clothes.
Oliver rushed to go pick up the finally laid out clothes.
I think that's enough for right now, guys. Sam, let's get you home.
I was taken back a bit. I'd never known him to be much for a caring person. I picked up Sam's pack and we left back to his place. Once we arrived back to the safety of his house, he stopped right outside the threshold of the front doorway and turned to us.
Could you guys stay tonight?
Yeah, Sammy, we'll stay with you. I had Oliver head down to the payphone down the block to call my mom to let her know Sam needed us tonight. She has always been aware of his condition and was very lenient when it came to taking care of him.
James?
Yeah, what is it, buddy?
I need to tell you something.
Go on, man. You could tell me. Sam went and sat on the old dusty couch in what resembles an old living room.
My parents. They're missing.
What do you mean, buddy? I thought they were just asleep.
I only say that so you don't get too worried.
Oliver rushes in out of breath.
Whew. All right, Aunt Megan says that it's cool if we crash here for the night, but I call dibs on the couch.
I shot a glance at Sam. We could talk later, buddy, no worries, I said, smiling. Let's just make the most of the rest of the day. Now, I don't want to hear about how childish we were that night. I might be 15, but goddammit, I like being a kid when I can. And Sammy never judges me. Oliver, on the other hand, thinks he's superior because he's 16, but I know deep down he could be just as kid-like.
Ooh, let's build a
Don't you dare say a fucking fort, Sam.
Quit being a dick, Oliver. Of course we're going to build a fort, and you know what? You're not invited. Sam just giggled.
Hey man, All I'm saying is we could spice this place up a bit, get some girls over here, and have a party.
No, thanks.
Sam blustered. Hey Sam, get as many pillows and blankets you can find. I'll start moving the furniture.
Okay, James.
Oliver, while we're doing things, why don't you situate some snacks for us?
Seriously? Fine. Give me some cash then.
I threw him $10 and he headed out to the little corner store up the way. Sam was fumbling down the stairs with a handful of blankets.
Hey, James, could I get some help?
On it. I jumped up to help him, but caught myself mid-stride gazing upstairs. Hey Sam, where was it you said your parents went?
I don't know.
Sam handed off some blankets and we headed back to the living room. Hey Sam, you know you can tell me, right?
I know, James. I just don't want you to worry.
How long have we been friends?
Too long.
If you need help finding your parents, me and Oliver will help.
They were taken.
By who?
I don't know.
Do you remember anything that might help? Sam jumped up and started rummaging through drawers looking for something. Oliver walked in.
Another breakthrough?
Not quite. Oliver set the food down, which was just Little Debbie snacks and other assorted candies. What are you looking for, Sammy?
I got it.
Sam rushed back over to us with a pencil and a piece of paper and started sketching out some sort of design. It looked like a lightning bolt striking a tree.
This was the last thing I saw.
Sam sighed and sat back on the floor and just stared at the picture.
So, what's this?
Sam's parents went missing. That's why none of us have ever met them before, I told him. It's the last thing he remembers when his parents were taken. Oliver picked up the picture to get a closer look.
This looks like a company logo of some kind.
Oliver exclaimed. We went about building the fort with Sam, keeping that image in our minds. We'll find them, Sammy. Sam let out a deep sigh. I'm not sure if it was a sigh of relief.
Fort's done. Now let's hunker down and get our snack on.
Oliver said. While grabbing for the snacks, we all piled into the fort and started setting up our beds for the night. When all of a sudden, a loud crash roared through the living room, and the fort came tumbling down. I pulled the blankets off my head and saw 6 men in what seemed to be like armored hazmat suits. They swept in and grabbed up Oliver and Sam. I tried to fight them off, but it was no use. One of them got behind me and wrapped their arm around my neck. My throat started to close as I fight for air. The light around me fades and all went black.